Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Rando Geek. All right, so I found an article here from Phone Arena. I want to talk about this because this is an interesting subject. We're hearing a lot about this type of behavior coming from T-Mobile staff, but not just T-Mobile staff, a lot of staff in the wireless industry. It seems there's a lot of pressure going on behind the scenes working for these companies. Now, I must say, retail in general is a very hard environment to work in. There's a lot of pressure from the get-go. They usually want an employee that is willing to kind of just be a robot. Do as I say, not as I do. And basically, some of these employees are just not feeling it. They're tired of it and they're kind of wishing they weren't there, and they're kind of feeling guilty about a lot of things. There's a lot of mixed emotions going on. We've been reading about this type of behavior for months. More recent, I guess. It's reoccurring, should I say, and it's becoming more common. We're starting to see more and more employees getting fed up working for these types of industries. And I don't know, they're either walking out or they're doing things to kind of throw tantrums. Maybe they're doing it for TikTok. Maybe they're doing it to get some kind of views and make some kind of side hustle money. Maybe. But at the same time, they're trying to say, well, we feel bad about certain things that we're witnessing, that we're being forced to do while working for these companies, and we want to put a stop to it. Some of them are walking off the job and literally quitting. Perhaps they were going to do that anyway. Maybe they already had a job lined up, right? So maybe that was all an act. Maybe they're doing it for, like I said, some kind of publicity, some kind of views, maybe on a TikTok or a personal blog or whatever it is. But either way, it is becoming a normal trend. We're seeing and hearing more about this on a continuous basis. So I want to talk about this because that's what this article is about. Some employees that feel T-Mobile's doing certain customers, specific customers in the military and first responders, along with senior citizens, are just not feeling it. So we're going to talk about that here. I'll link the article for you down below in the description. All right, so it looks like, according to Phone Arena, earlier this month, T-Mobile reduced the trade-in discount offered to customers on military and veteran, first responder, and age 55 plus plans. We talked about this. We knew this was coming. T-Mobile's been working on this for a little bit. So versions of the standard plans. These plans are a little more affordable than segmented plans and were introduced as a token of appreciation to the members of the society who dedicate their lives to serving others. So, right away, if you're someone that either has been in the service, you've been there yourself on the front lines, putting yourself out there as a first responder, a military vet, or someone in your family, maybe a brother, a father was a vet. You know what I mean? Like this is probably touching to you, right? This probably just pisses you off. And if you're someone older, 55 plus, we want to say maybe 65 plus to be a little bit more accurate with how it's wrong to take advantage of people that are older, right? Sitting back as an employee, you may get tired of it, right? Again, this could all be for views. This could all be publicity, but it looks like there are some employees that just they don't like it. And I guess they want to try to do better. But anyway, according to this article, they're saying that looks like the reduced trade-in discount essentially offsets the lower prices offered to these customers. So then on top of that, these customers aren't eligible for some recently announced plans and promotions, including a BOGO offer that hooks subscribers up with a free line and affordable plan for smart devices. There's some kind of notification here that's basically says, stand up for our heroes, T-Mobile employees walk out. So they're basically saying, listen, if you don't honor these plans for these customers as you said you would, we're leaving. And they have a date scheduled, which if you look at the article, you'll see it's like a flyer going out to employees. And they're basically trying to get a bunch of employees to rally up and just take action against T-Mobile. So I don't know. I'm guessing these are T-Mobile employees that have had it anyway. They're fed up. They want to leave. They don't want to be there. And they figure, well, if we're going out, I guess we're going to go out with a bang. Or like it could just legitimately be them trying to do the right thing. Now, I don't know how that's going to pan out. When you stand up to your company like that, I don't think you're going to be on their good end. I don't see a promotion or a bonus or anything good coming your way once you've made such a strong commitment to basically take action negatively against your corporation. So just a heads up, not the right way to do it, but I get it. I do. And so that's why we're talking about it. Interesting here. There's dates. It looks like Black Friday, November 29, 2024. I guess that's when they anticipate a lot of foot traffic in stores. And there's probably going to be a lot of irate, upset customers. So therefore, they figure they want to stick it to them that day, right on the busiest day, right? Just walk right out. And this way they have no staff to help. So that's how they're going to try to get even. So it says T-Mobile employees, specifically veterans and first responders, have decided to protest the change. According to a post on Reddit, a group of employees have asked the company to reverse the decision and restore full promotional eligibility for veterans and first responders. If the demands are not met, employees will stage a walkout at 11 a.m. on Black Friday, which falls, of course, on November 29th this year. If it is one of the biggest shopping days, of course, as we know, in the United States, an employee walkout on a day T-Mobile offers aggressive discounts to boost sales could severely disrupt operations. So there's going to be a lot of upset customers, and that's what they're hoping. T-Mobile gets it real hard. A lot of upset customers, so the ones that are there that aren't participating are going to have to do 4 times the work. So they better bring aspirin with them. And secondly, T-Mobile is going to get hit with a lot of, they're going to lose a lot of sales because there's not going to be anyone there to help these customers. So they're going to get fed up and walk out. That's usually what happens. So employees participating in the protest believe that after the changes, veterans and first responders who sacrificed their lives to serve the nation are paying more every month than customers on regular plans. They argued that these discounts were more than a promotional tool and were offered as a recognition of service provided by veterans and first responders. They believe that taking the discount back is demoralizing and insulting and sends the wrong message about T-Mobile's values. So they're saying since this is just a post on Reddit, it's hard to ascertain how many employees will actually walk off from their jobs on November 29th. So like I said, if these employees are miserable there and they were just looking for an excuse to leave, then they might join in. Probably not too many people will do it based on the fact that we're in a terrible economy right now. And let's face it, if you're working there, most likely you need the benefits or you need something, right? So you can't really afford to just leave. But then again, people are doing it. It also all boils down to the fact of whether or not you're someone who believes in this strongly enough, you're willpowered and very motivated to stand up against what you call a certain kind of evil, right? Greed, which certain companies will kind of have you believe that they have based on what you're seeing, right? Seeing something like this being taken away from someone, like I said, there could be a lot of emotion behind it. You could have family members that are first responders that have been in the military, that have been to Iraq, have done all these things. Like, I'm not getting political, but if you've lived through that with them, or you have someone that's a firefighter or a police officer that goes out there every day, maybe took a bullet, maybe got hurt on the job, trying to save someone's life one time, like these little rewards and tokens are basically really all a lot of them get, right? Because they're not getting enough respect on the street. So these little things are kind of like rewards when these companies promise you certain perks and benefits. And it's kind of like, it's just bad taste on T-Mobile's end to kind of take that away. I guess they really should just continue to honor it or don't offer it at all. Like, what's with the backseas? Like with these companies, once you make a promise, keep a promise, just keep it. It's the same thing that they do when they hike up, the grandfathered plans that I talk about all the time. I hate when they do that. It's like, you offered that plan at that rate 15 years ago. Now you want to decide we no longer want to offer it to you. for that price, we want to raise it. I don't know. So, I kind of get it. One thing I can tell you too is, this newer generation, especially since COVID, is not shy about standing up for their rights. It's all about the quality of, living their life now. They're not really chasing the dollar. Now, of course, if they don't have a responsibility, if they don't have children or a mortgage or any of that stuff, it's real easy to walk off of a job, right? As opposed to someone who's a family man, kids, a wife, a mortgage, a car, a bunch of bills to pay. They're going to think twice about walking off, even if they feel like what T-Mobile is doing is wrong, or any company that mistreats either a customer or staff might want to leave, but they won't be able to because of their situation. They need the benefits. They need a solid paycheck every week or biweekly, however they get paid. So these are all things that are going to affect how many people will stand up with this supposed Reddit user and other employees that want to strike back and teach T-Mobile a lesson coming on this Black Friday. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe there'll be some more updates about it. Like I said, we're hearing a lot about this from many different carriers. I think something about Verizon recently about an employee walking off and taking all his lines with him. So just a lot of this stuff going on, and it's been going on for a while, and I think we'll continue to hear about it, especially given the type of, world we're in now. Like I said, a lot of people are just not dealing with it, especially the newer generation. They are real quick to just kind of walk off because they're not made like the previous generations. They're one thing about them. You can say that, they may not have as much respect, and that's true. Like the new generation's a little bit less respectful, but one thing that they are is go-getters. Like you read about it all the time. Like we have like 20-year-olds starting their own businesses. They're finding ways to make money, and they're their own boss, and they just don't seem to care. So these are the type of employees that will quickly walk off just to send a message to a big company like T-Mobile. So we'll see. Interesting stuff here. As always, thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.